Okay, so this is trade recap for Wednesday, 29 October. So the first thing I do is the daily bias. You can see here there is a bullish change of character. Uh, yep, so it's bullish. And then we go to the 1 hour. So for 1 hour, you can see that before 8 a.m., so before 8 a.m., it was bearish. So here I put bearish. The 1 hour I put bearish, and then let's go to the 15 minute. So 15 minute before 8 a.m. it was bullish. So you can see this blue change of character and this green change of character. So it is bullish. So the daily bias we are looking at bullish. So we are looking for buys. So as time passed by, um, one of the thing I look at is if there is any trade um, that occurs within this area. So let me take a look. So you can see that the strategy here is to break out of the 50-minute OB, retest the OB, and then break out again. So where do we look for a trade? We look for a trade around this area. So let's take a look. Yeah, so you can see that once the price break out of the OB, which is order block. So I'll talk about order block next time. But basically, this is like a support. So breakout of the support, retest the support, and you can see a higher probability of price going up. So at the 3 minute, so I'm at the 3 minute time frame right now, and this is where I scale down to look for a trade. And you can see that price actually print this bullish change of character. So this is how I will make a trade. So when I make a trade, I usually take like 1 to risk reward ratio. So this will actually print me like $100. Yeah. And when I reach this area, when the price reach this area, basically I will set my stop loss to break even. All right. So let me do some recap on the trade again. So you can see here there are many volume profile on the right side. So the first one that is more prominent is this area. So for the 1-to-1 risk reward, I will usually take 80% off the trade, and then I'll put my stop loss to break even. So at here I will take most of the profit, then I will scale to here. If it reach here, right, I'll take another 10%, and then here I'll take another 10%. So you can see like there are a few point of interest. Right. based on the volume delta. Basically, this is saying that this area has a lot of volume, so price could reverse um, after reaching this area. Same thing for here. So let's take a look where would trade go. Yeah, so you can see that it hit the first point of interest. It also hit the 1-to-1 risk ratio. This is important because this is like the base salary, like the base profit lah, basically. Then everything else you just let it run. Yeah, so when I hit this 80%, this 1-to-1 ratio, right, I will put my stop loss to break even. So this is where I will put my stop loss to break even. So this is to protect my losses in case the price reverse. Yep, so it did. So price did reverse and my profit is protected. So the only profit I got was until here. Yeah, so that is how it works. So this is for Asia session. So let's take a look for London session. So London session, same thing. Basically, for London session, I will look for price. Okay, let me take out all of this. Basically, I will want to look for price to come back down again, retest the OB, and then have a high probability setup, breaking out the OB again. So let's take a look where did price go. All right, so you can see that here it retests the OB again, right? So once price retests the OB again, basically this is like a support. Okay, so in this area, once it retests again, this entire move is a very high probability move. So what I did here was I looked for a trade after 3 p.m. So after 3 p.m. it is around this area. Okay, let me okay. So here you can see there is a bullish break of structure. So this bullish break of structure is where I will enter my entry, and where do I take profit. So first thing is I will take profit when there is a 1-to-1 risk ratio, which is around here, right? 1-to-1 risk ratio. This is around 100 $100 for me. And once price reach this range, what I will do is I will set my stop loss to break even. Okay, so what does that mean? So stop loss to break even means this amount of rate losses, I will put it to zero, so that if price come back down again, I will not lose any money. I will secure my profit and I will not lose any money. Okay, so that is how it works. And then for this trade, I actually look at the higher time frame. On the 15-minute time frame, you can see that actually there are many point of interest that the price could go. So this was one of the interest point of interest for me. Take profit another like 10%. Yeah. So this was the next point of interest that I think price would go. So let's play out and see whether it hit or not. Okay, so it didn't hit this take profit 10%. Ah, okay. Okay, hold on. So for my trades, I actually took profit in this area because I was trailing my stop loss. Um, I was trailing my stop loss in case the price come back down, and it did came back down. Um, yeah, so actually I didn't take profit here. I was aiming for here, but I also didn't take profit at this area. I was trailing my stop loss. Yeah, so I actually put my stop loss at this area. So if price came back down, I will straight away take profit. I will straight away take profit from here to here, here to here basically. Yeah, this 0.81%. So this is how like you can run. Okay, maybe I explain further. So here I take 90% profit. At this area I took 90% profit. Okay, and then I was trailing my stop loss to take 10% profit. So if price move up and then it come back down, I will straight away take away that 10% profit. So this 90%, right, is like a secured the base earnings, and then I leave the 10% to run further. Yeah, so that is the trade for gold. And then I also made a trade on Bitcoin. So let's go ahead to look at the the analysis for Bitcoin. So if you can see here, right, from Wednesday onwards, you can see there is this bearish break of structure. That's why here I put bearish, and then on the 1 hour, 1 hour also show there is bearish sign right here. This is a bearish change of character. So I put bearish. So um, on the 15 minute, you can see this orange change of character. Basically, it's also a bearish change of character. So I just put it as orange so that it's more clear for me. So the daily bias for Bitcoin is bearish. So what I did was I draw a bearish 15-minute OB. All right. So I'm expecting price to come back and then come back down again. Come up and come back down again. So let's see what price do. All right. So you can see London, it created another change of character. So I drew this bearish OB for London session so that you can see that price break below the OB, retest the OB, and are expecting the price to move further down. Yeah, so you can see that price retests the OB. This is the breakout of the OB. This is the retest of the OB. So on the 3 minute time frame, I'm looking for a trade. So at 10 p.m., you can see that it created a bearish break of structure. This line here. So this is my entry point. So this entry point helps me to take profit. So same thing. So I will take profit based on 1 to 1 risk ratio. And at this point, right, I think I took like 70%. Take 70% off. The reason why I took 70% off is because same thing like volume delta, right? Volume delta, there are many point of interest. So here is one point of interest, but we are not interested in this because we need to secure the 1 to 1 risk ratio. So the next point of interest would be this area and this area and this area. So here I will want to take another 10, another 10, and then another 10 if possible. So let's see what price do. So you can see it took out most of the position that I secure. So I secured 70% at this area and then another 30% when you reach this point of interest. So once I took all this profit, I put my stop loss to break even to protect my profits. So that you can see that the price actually moved up to my break even point. Yeah, so that means I didn't lose any money. And then afterwards, the price continue moving downwards. Yeah, so that is something that uh, I cannot predict because for me it's about protecting capital. I could have put another 10% like right here, but then the price already hit my stop loss to break even. So I do not have enough trade to carry on moving to the downwards. Yeah. So this is gold. No, this is Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, I think profit like 0.39%. And then for gold, this is of profit of 3 to 6 pips. Yeah. Yeah, so I only make 2 trades today, and I think it's one of the best trade that I could take. So that's all for 29 October.